Like, don't
Look at this.
don't
Look
be
at
like
this.
you're this. The
Look
whole
at this
episode
jacket.
is fucking
Shut up.
annoying
Look at
as
this
shit.
jacket.
That looks awesome.
It's
That's
pleather.
that's not a crow jacket. That's a Sting jacket. Okay.
Hey, watch your fucking mouth. Check out. Look at.
Yeah, did you get pissed when he did that? When Sting did that?
No, it's honor.
Mm,
Why would
Sting
Ryan get
poten-
pissed?
Thing
I
could
don't know. It's
potentially
like
be the crow.
stolen valor, kind of.
He's
That's
not the crow.
bro. There's no such thing as stolen valor.
Was Sting
Valor.
did the love of his life, his fiance, get raped and murdered in front of him, and then he was thrown out of building?
I don't know. I don't watch wrestling.
That could be it.
Did you want to know what pissed
storyline.
me off about Sting? When he fucked my wife.
Oh,
Yeah, but you're talking
Yeah,
about the
a
guy
lot
from
of
the police.
guys are fucking your wife.
Yeah.
I start being mad at your wife at a certain point.
No, she's hot as hell. Like I
She
get
can't
it.
blame
All
her.
of this is unlistenable, unfortunately.
I know.
All right. Get it started.
That was a warm up.
Well, Ryan,
I'm still shivering.
this is you're shivering and you're in your
Can't
crow
even do
coat?
an intro. Adam, don't try to do an intro. You have to at least finish
I'm
a
still setting
sentence. You have to at least finish a sentence before you change the subject.
This is going to be all criticism.
I'm just letting you know.
That's what I
Like,
do. That's why I do
let's
this.
start. Let's get in the game. Let's put our game heads on. You
Okay,
know what I
I'm
mean?
not going to talk. You guys do it. I thought it would be Ryan would take the lead on this because he's basically the crow.
I'm not a leader though. I work like the crow.
Is that something that the
Solo.
crow would
I
say?
work best. I
Look,
work best
I'm the
alone.
crow. Ryan is the crow. You know what I mean?
No, you're the bad guy in the crow.
I'm the bird. I'm the bird.
I got William perched up on my shoulder right now.
Okay, the bird is an important part of the crow.
The bird is
What
the
kind
crow.
of bird?
Let's get into it. We watched the movie The Crow, 1994. Brandon Lee. Rest in
R.I.P..
peace. I
Damn.
love you, buddy.
What a
Bruce Lee, he's tight. Brandon, buddy, miss you.
Bruce
Love
Lee, dead. Brandon Lee, dead. What is
Love you,
with
miss
this
you.
curse?
you. It's
What's
two
the deal?
people. That's two.
what's the deal with the Bruce Lee curse?
Yeah, they weren't
What's
even
the
working-
deal
he-
with the curse?
He wasn't even working with Alec Baldwin.
Hmm.
That'd been awesome
Yes.
if Alec Baldwin shot up one of Bruce Lee's kids or something by accident.
Oh,
There we go.
that would have been intense.
Just imagine
daughter-
People would have been like going insane.
If
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin shot the daughter who didn't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that would have actually been good because she's kind of annoying.
This movie is crazy that Brandon Lee got shot on this movie because a lot of this movie is about how there's guys shooting at him and he's not getting shot and he's not like dying. That's like
He's
the
immortal.
majority of what that scenes are. Is a
That's
bunch of
the
gangsters
Crow.
like shooting him a bunch.
He's
And then him
he's a
laughing as the
ghost.
bullets heal.
Isn't that a
The
little
bullets
ironic?
heal.
Wouldn't you say that's ironic?
I
Well, I
would
think
say
it's ironic because he
tragic.
died
Exactly.
and he plays a guy who's dead.
Mm. It is like a powerful well, it's like I feel like there's moments in the movie that are almost like a in memoriam for him while the movie is going on, where there's like these slowed down shots of him smiling and then it like kind of freeze frames on him.
Yeah,
These
it's
are the
almost
kind
like
of
they had
things that
to
you see
film
at-
half the movie without him.
Yeah, I was also being like, I've always been like, man, why is the opening so kind of strangely shot and confusing and you kind of don't see a lot and stuff, and it's like that's the scene where he
'Cause
got
he's
shot,
dead,
was the
Adam.
opening scene.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
he was dead.
No, he got
was
shot
6
in-
feet under.
But the scene where he got shot at is the scene where his character gets killed.
Gets shot. Yeah.
Is it?
Very
It is, yeah.
powerful
It's
connections.
It's like before he gets. Yeah, it's
'Cause
like
he's
really-
gets
you don't
shot-
even see it.
So
You
the guy
can't
that
see it.
shot him is Michael Massey, which is the guy that has sex with that prostitute mom, barmaid
mom.
lady.
yeah,
Yeah.
And there's
boy.
another scene where that guy, Fun Boy, shoots him in her apartment or whatever.
Yeah, it must have happened
So-
after.
But you don't see him get shot, but you don't see Fun Boy shoot him in the flashback. So they definitely cut the moment he shoots him.
Yeah, I
no,
think they
didn't-
had to
couldn't get it on
completely
film.
redo that.
Yeah,
because I think they had to redo that entire opening, how they were going to approach it and stuff. And it's like, because I remember being like, why? Like, I don't even know who this guy is. He's already dead. Like, what's the deal?
Okay. Well,
And
I
this
mean,
is
it was
why.
pretty obvious. I mean,
But
even
they
as
just couldn't shoot that. They didn't shoot that.
even as a
scene the way
kid,
they-
I knew this movie was like messed up, like in the intro, like
It's fucking awesome, dude.
because it was so highly publicized,
Fascinating.
his death, you know.
Oh, I didn't even know that. When I watched The Crow, like growing up, I honestly had no idea who Brandon Lee was. I was a huge Bruce Lee fan. Like I didn't connect any of that. And I just fucking loved the movie. 'Cause
This
I'm
was like a
little emo goth boy.
huge story when it happened. It was like a big deal. Man, Brandon
Yeah,
Lee
when
was
I was
he
like
wasn't
7.
famous, but his father was so famous, you know, and his father died so young. And I mean, it was a huge story, and it gives the movie like a morbid curiosity factor, like similar to The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger. And we should also talk about how Heath Ledger's character in The Dark Knight is taking a lot of inspiration from The Crow. I mean, he looks
All of his
similar.
inspiration. All of the inspiration. From
That
The
scene
Crow.
where he walks in on all the gangsters
Yeah,
and
that's
like
very similar.
and
I'm not
runs
even like, isn't that known? Is it actual fact, like on paper, that they're like, yeah, we based this guy off The Crow?
I don't think that's actual fact, but it's cool to
I
say.
think Heath Ledger said that on his
It's cool
Well, I
to say on The
definitely,
Crow
I still
episode.
think, you know, Ichi the Killer and is also an inspiration, but definitely The Crow's inspiration. But the other thing about The Crow is this movie, it's clearly an after Batman, after Tim Burton's Batman, after Dark Knight Returns comic era dark Batman movies. Cause like every comic book movie after Batman is kind of like The Crow. It's like they're always fighting gangsters or mafia guys. It's before CGI. It's before all this like crazy visual effects kind of shit going on. But there was so many like vigilante type superhero movies. There was like Dick Tracy. There's The Shadow. And The Crow is maybe the most updated of all of them because they all had that 40s kind of film noir feel, but The Crow feels like a music video.
Moving
Has like an
forward,
MTV
yeah.
has like an MTV kind of feel.
Little
Well, the
edge to
director's
it.
was a music video director at the time, right?
Really?
Was he?
Who's the
Yeah,
director?
he's got to be. Alex Proyas. Also did Dark City, which is very
That's a
similar
good one. Yeah, I've seen
vibes.
that. I actually watched that because of The Crow.
I love the city miniature or whatever that they fly through in this.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
I think it's cooler than Tim Burton's.
before CGI, that stuff had more personality because people were trying to figure out how to like do hard to do things and like do like in these like completely made up cities and all that, you know. So they had to like build it, and then it looked completely
Oh,
different.
wasn't it just Detroit?
It's a
It's a
miniature
made up
model.
city.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
Detroit is a
Detroit.
made
Well,
up city.
they're not shooting. I mean, Devil's Night is definitely a Detroit holiday. So the whole movie takes place around Devil's Night
Oh
where they
wait,
burn
really?
down the buildings.
It's
yeah,
real?
it's Detroit. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's
Fire
very
it up, dude.
specific to
I'm-
Detroit.
Devil's Night is a night that they were people set fire to buildings in actual
Yeah,
Detroit.
the night before Halloween. Yes.
Damn.
And like when
Fire
I
it up,
heard that
dude.
fact as a kid, it like scared me. It made me like really upset as a child. But what I didn't
Quite
realize is that
devilish.
they're burning down.
but then you heard
Abandoned
8 Mile. You watched
buildings.
8 Mile, and you're like, okay, this Eminem's taking care of this. Detroit's in safe hands.
Dude, Eminem should have played the Crow.
Ooh.
Imagine Eminem as the Crow, or like what is that gasoline I smell? Because I'm feeling clean like hell, and I'm on Devil's Night. What the hell?
Yeah.
And this song is "It Can't Rain." Instead of "It Can't Rain All the Time," it's a flashback, and it's just
his rap album. So,
album.
did you know there's a movie just shot of a Crow reboot? It just was shot.
Wow.
And it's
Momoa, right?
and it's the guy from It who played Pennywise, Bill
For
Skarsgård.
real? Are you being serious?
Yeah, he plays.
Oh, I can
Um,
back that.
I don't know if he's playing Eric Draven, but he's playing a guy like the Crow, like Eric Draven. And then his girlfriend, I guess, who gets killed is FKA Twigs, but maybe they keep her around more, and she's not dead.
So in last year for my birthday, exactly 1 year ago, I got a Crow graphic novel called Slash. I think it's Hack Slash, and the Crow. And that Crow's origin story is he used to be a drag queen in San Francisco, and he got beat up. He got because he was gay. He got fucking murdered in an alley because of hate crime shit.
They got
And
a
he
gay
comes
crow.
and he comes back as the crow. And this dude
Messed
is
up.
fucking well, because one of the other crows didn't go back into the grave, so it's a crow versus a crow.
Wait, I didn't know there were multiple crows
The crow the crows every year it's a new crow.
in the comics.
Yeah.
That's the crow. The crow is the
'Cause,
spirit of vengeance that reanimates a
Oh.
corpse to get a specific vengeance.
Oh shit! So the crow, it's like literally that
There's
crow,
probably
the bird,
I would guess
we
there's probably
see.
been like 25 crows.
and it's one crow or like
No,
all
they're all-
crows.
The crow
All
is the
crows.
spirit. So if
All
you died,
birds
Adam,
can do it.
if you died and needed
You know, like pigeons and stuff.
the vengeance, because you got a little pigeon butthole. If you die, you'd come back. Adam would come back as the pigeon, not the crow.
All
know, a
homeless
fun-
people are from the pigeon.
You know, a fun fact about the pigeon, we domesticated them so much in like New York and stuff that they're like basically retarded. They don't know how to
They can
make a
ride the
nest.
subway.
They don't know how to have like they don't know how to if we all left, pigeons are gonna get wiped out in the
This is
city.
just the story of your average New Yorker who is a complete
So-
idiot once they leave the city. And they're like, what the hell? You don't
Yeah,
got
literally.
like chopped cheese? How am I
And
supposed to
Adam
order?
is the pigeon.
What?
He's wearing a
Oh,
gray
wait,
hoodie
bro.
right now. He's already dressed in his pigeon.
I'm a crow.
He's in a shed.
His red eyes.
Crow. I'm a
What?
hawk. The red
a
beady
crow.
eyes have nothing to do with
You know what William is?
what I am. What?
William's the dodo. Got his
Yeah,
ass.
totally.
Extinct, bro.
You dummy.
Unique. I actually
They don't
like
do it.
Dodo, the rare Looney Tunes character from Porky and Wacky Land. Great character. So I'm all about the dodo bird.
Okay.
I'm about to be a dodo bird. I'm gonna take this shot.
Hey, yeah, it's Ryan's birthday, so he's partying.
On Tuesday, yesterday. This
It
last
was
weekend.
on Tuesday, so it was a few days ago, but he's partying for his birthday.
Ryan, is this your favorite movie or
Yes. Well, top 3 favorite movies. I've done this before. Top 3 favorite movies. The Crow, not in no particular order. The Crow, The Wedding Singer, and I haven't picked a third yet.
New Low.
have you
Paperback.
considered New Low or Paperback, directed by Adam Bowers?
Never heard of that.
Somebody's got to
Who?
pick it as their favorite.
Oh,
movie.
the guy, the pigeon guy? Yeah. Like,
The Pigeon, City of Angels.
Yeah,
man,
so
when I
the
was working
crow.
Sorry.
Oh, go
when
ahead.
I was working last night, I was watching a domestic fight, verbal fight, at the
Oh,
bar,
nice.
and this guy looks like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. That's just like how he looks. He's got big red puffy hair, big mutton chops,
Giant
and
hammer.
Small
and
man.
his girlfriend. They've been together for like 10 years, whatever. His girlfriend looks like a normal. It looks like Adam on the female filter, like a normal person.
Sounds like a beautiful.
Normal?
woman.
She walked in. Yeah, I
I'm
was trying to
beautiful
be nice.
when I'm on the female filter.
Yeah,
I
no,
should
I
have been
said
a girl.
I said normal. And
Okay.
I actually still have a photo of you from that female filter because you were hot, dude.
It fucking
Anyway.
like it's so annoying because it's like if I was
hold
a,
on.
a woman, I'd be like so hot in my life. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
right. You would be a stinker.
What are you talking about?
I bet you'd have
You'd
a
be
stinky
gross.
cooch.
I'd be,
You'd probably have
Oh,
a smelly cooch.
no, I wouldn't be gross. I
Oh
clean
yeah,
it up.
you'd be
with my-
gross. You have cottage cheese breath.
Anyways,
It's not gender
so
specific. I guess
he
cottage
was
cheese. bro.
he was sitting at one end of the bar, and she came later, about 2 hours later, and he was already wasted. And there's like 5 people in between him, and she walks in and sits down. And the second she turned into the bar, he goes, "You old and these are like 40-year-old people. He goes, "You old crotchety pigeon lady from Home Alone 2 looking ass bitch," just because she had a big cardigan on. And it was
It's a funny burn
serious.
for your girlfriend.
He wasn't even trying to like make people laugh. He was genuinely saying
He was
that
pissed.
to his love of his life. Yeah.
That's cool.
And I was like, "You don't look like the pigeon lady." And I fucked her.
Nice. That's how you got in. Very
Wow.
nice.
No, I'm kidding, dude. I haven't had sex ever. So that's that.
You should have
story.
given her. You should have given her a turtle dove Christmas ornament to make her feel
Oh
better.
yeah.
And that's actually the shape. My wiener is so small and my balls are so big. They call me the turtle dove because it just looks like a little
Looks like two turtle doves.
a little pigeon just perched. You know when they put their neck in and they're just like little blobs.
You know,
Yeah,
that
I think that's just
character,
regular turtles. I
That's
don't
my
think that's
little
the
wiener.
turtle dove, but that's cool.
the character is not exactly
That's
how
where
I
turtles
would,
got it from.
Oh shit.
how my experience with the homeless has been. You know, the pigeon lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a little non-psychotic.
Yeah, she should be like taking a shit on the street while Kevin is giving her that.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. But how, they all should be housed. We can agree on that, right?
All right. So Eric Draven. I want to talk about this, but I don't want to talk about this with William.
With
How
William?
so? I'm a big fan of The Crow. I read the comic. It's one of my favorite comics.
You don't want him to shit on
I
us.
have issues with the movie.
That's what
Well,
I'm worried
it's
about.
it's
man.
like you got to keep in mind that they are piecing it together in the wake of tragedy.
That doesn't bother me.
And that also adds
I'll tell you
like
the
we've already
thing,
said, that
be
adds
quiet
like a big
before I can explain myself. Don't fill it in for me.
element.
Here's my issue. The bad guy. What is up with this character? I mean, you have a
What's the
great
BTS on
bad
that?
guy. You have a great bad guy in the comic, and then you turn him into this James Bond villain of
That's the
Detroit
actor, dude.
who
He's
lives
an
in
Asian file.
the comic.
Loves
It's a
Asian
black
stuff.
guy. The gang is way cooler in the comic. They're just like way grittier, way
facts.
nastier. They're like doing drugs. They're smoking crack. They're just like hoods. They're not like
I mean, swallowing
not
a
s-
bullet is pretty fucking badass. I'm gonna let you keep going, but I'm gonna chime in here.
They're doing pretty. They're not like pussies.
They're firing it up, bro.
so in the comic book. What happens is their car breaks down, Eric and his girlfriend, and then they pull up in the T-Bird, and then they just like kill him and gang rape her. And then that's what goes down. In the movie, it's
I
like,
like
a
it
real
better in the
estate.
movie.
It's like a real estate thing. They're trying to give more motivation. They're trying to make it like a bigger story. They're turning it into a movie, but the comic is cool because it's kind of like Ninja Turtles as a comic. It's black and white. It's very independent. The guy is super young when he's making it. It just catches fire with the public in a way that no one was expecting. And one cool thing about the comic is that each issue, the art gets better. It becomes like the last issue of
you're like watching this person grow. Like
Yes,
you're
and-
watching this creator grow a fucking I fucking loved it.
And there's also way more emo stuff in the comic that I like. There's like way more like there's stuff with like a white horse, and there's like cool
Yeah.
watercolors. There's like cool.
Oh, they didn't
And-
just start. He starts doing color.
No, it's black and white the whole time, but it's
What do you
just
say,
like
watercolors.
it's like black. It's like inking. He'll do the whole comic in black and white inking, cross hatching, and then he'll have like a watercolor section that's like a dream sequence.
Oh,
It's
cool.
very like swirly and not
It's
very
more
swirly, but
surreal.
it's like dreamy. Yeah. It's like
Or
putting
a-
that dream filter on.
Yeah, everything's like
the female
soft. And,
filter.
Yeah. No, not the female filter. God damn, a female
God
crow.
damn, I
We need
love
it.
that.
That's what we need. That's the female reboot I want. A female crow. You kidding me? That's my love of my life. Erica Draven.
that means you're dead, and she avenges your
It's true.
death.
Oh man. I'm
So-
the bride that gets raped.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, you got raped, Ryan.
Hey, at least I got laid one more time before I went.
Yeah,
You
you
know
finally
what I'm
got
saying?
laid.
Look, I get it. They're trying to make a movie. They need more motivation. So in the movie, it's like a real estate thing. They're trying to clear them out of the building. They
It's
were
a
like
gentrification.
they're petitioning. They're trying to like, fight the landlords of the cities, and
His girlfriend is like leading the thing. That's why they're targeted.
Yes. So they're targeted, and then they're like they like break
Shelley?
in the house, and they like rape them and kill them and throw them out a window, and that's all fine. I think the best thing about the movie, in my opinion, is how it looks.
On the eve of his wedding, they were gonna get married on Halloween. So it's the eve, it's the night before their wedding.
Devil's
gets-
Night.
That's the
raped and
coolest thing you
murdered.
can do as a goth is get married on Halloween, by the way.
Yeah. So like while they're like raping her and murdering him, there's just a fucking wedding dress in the background. That fucked me up as a kid. And then they're showing that
Mm.
montage when he goes back into the apartment, when he comes back as the crow and he goes back into that apartment and he's touching everything and he's getting the flashbacks.
He's doing kind of like
And
an
then-
interpretive dance, like through the apartment as he's getting all these flashbacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like flinging himself out the window and then like swinging back in, and like
The movie is almost
yeah,
a
reenacting it.
It's
It's
yeah,
almost-
he's flamboyant.
it's almost
No,
an
it's cool.
exact remake of RoboCop. It's like this guy gets killed, he comes back alive, he gets revenge. There's a gang of people.
Why wasn't RoboCop cooler then?
RoboCop didn't have true love.
But then RoboCop goes back to the house and is getting all those fucking memories coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, though, RoboCop is reborn for other profit,
Yeah, it's not
like
vengeance.
you know, government.
He
shit.
learns
Crow.
vengeance as he
The
goes.
Crows
yeah.
have no government.
Well, there's
The
a conspiracy
Crowbo
though.
The RoboCop. What if RoboCop dies and then a year
He's
later
the
comes
Crow.
back as the Crow? RoboCop, y'all.
It's a good idea. We should cut
God, I
that
wish-
because that's a good idea. We should.
I think
we
that's
want to
it,
hold on
yeah.
to that.
All right, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
this'll
you
be
mean in an episode.
But he's a cop.
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
He kills the cops.
Yeah, because they're. Oh, that's sick.
It's a
He
cool
just-
idea.
Just an immortal robot, but it's got to be the same kind of 94 CGI special effects. How'd they do the hand shooting?
Oh,
No one
the,
knows.
whole-
the extremely fake hand that's in front of him when it heals. That's clearly
Nobody
shot
can
on a
figure it
separate
out to
place.
this day.
It's like a different color and size than him. That
It's
looks
like a
like
woman's hand with like nails and claws. It's just a
Yeah.
completely different hand.
Now, I thought that was one of the shots where he was dead because it looked very weird, like how they put it together. Like the take seemed off, like he's laughing as his hand heals. But
Possible.
When he's
we need to
looking
talk
through the
about
hole. No, he was
what-
alive for that.
what happened to Brandon Lee on set? So
Walk us
apparently
through it.
the movie was the producer, Edward R. Pressman, who was producing the new one, apparently he was a cheap bastard. And there was a lot of cost cutting going on. And, you know, there,
I like
apparently
this guy even more.
there was like rampant cocaine use on set.
Yeah,
And there's a story on IMDb where it's like a person sneezed and Brandon Lee's like, hey, somebody just lost $50. Because, you know, they sneezed the blow out of their nose. And
No, I get the joke.
so here's what happened. Okay. So
so Brandon, you're telling me Brandon Lee's funny. on
they
top
have
of it all.
they have revolvers in the movie. He
Mhm.
was funny, Ryan. So a revolver, you can see the bullets in the gun. You can see them in the chambers, right?
Yes.
So what they do on movies is they have dummy rounds. Okay. Now these are bullets without gunpowder, but they have the tip of a bullet and they have the shell.
Because they gotta
Okay.
look real. Like it's gotta look real. Yeah.
So they have you can't have a revolver look like it's not loaded because you can actually see the little spigots.
You see the bolt, you can see. Yeah.
So
That's why I always win.
Why a
Russian
revolver?
roulette.
because they look cool. So
Just
You'd like
saying.
Clint
it's-
Eastwood for that.
in retrospect. Yeah, thanks Clint Eastwood for killing Brandon Lee.
a 44
Son of a
mag
bitch.
it's a 44 Magnum that he gets shot with. So
Clint Eastwood should have been talking to when he was talking to an empty chair at the RNC that year. What if it was Brandon Lee?
his
He's-
his corpse.
I just
Yeah.
want
Where
to
are you,
apologize.
Brandon Lee? We've been
Yeah, where
looking
are
for you.
People would not be.
I'd
people
like
on
to
the left
cast
would not be
Brandon
happy
Lee
about
in the
that.
American Sniper, but where is he?
And
The
that's
Republicans
why,
are like, what the fuck is going on?
What is those zipper heads will never. It just gets real racist against fucking. What's that movie? Gran Torino.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he
He's like,
gets
I wanna
racist
cast
against
you
white
in-
gangsters.
I wanted the
that's who killed
Crow in
Brandon Lee.
Gran Torino, but he wouldn't show up to my casting call. So they left a
I
dummy
guess.
round in the chamber. Now, here's what happens with a blank. So a blank bullet, you can't put in a gun like that because blanks have little holes in the front. So when you fire a blank, what happens is there's gunpowder that goes off, and then a ton of gas and pressure shoots out the front of the gun. So if you put a blank up to your eye or like parts of your body, you're going to get the full impact of a gunshot without a bullet. Like you're just gonna get like a burst of energy. It would like people have died like having blanks
Yeah, just the kinetic energy itself will kill you.
set to their head. So basically, it's like the perfect storm. They have the dummy tip of a bullet, which is basically a bullet,
The dummy tip.
and then you
That's
have
what you call your dick,
'Cause
the
it's dumb.
because it's empty.
It's dumb and it's mostly tip.
and then
all
a guy who has a real explosive
Hold on, I had an
ejaculation.
extra. Because I mostly tip. I want to explain this. I'm mostly tip on my wiener because I had like long COVID. I had a long circumcision. The doctor went a little too far down the stem, so I mostly tip.
That's a good thing, honestly. If you
It's
ask
like
me.
it's 75-25. It's
a
80-20.
blessing.
It
It's
looks, your dick
80-20.
looks like a Christmas tree where all the
I just have a
pine needles
long
fell
dick
off.
head.
Yeah,
Just a long tip.
and you
No,
when you
it's-
play
it's
just the
weird.
tip, she doesn't know what she's getting into.
Yes.
You're
It's
like,
a full
"Let's do
2
it,"
inches,
and you're
baby.
Kind of winking.
I'll take that.
So
6-inch
anyway,
tip.
Yeah,
they sent the gun.
sexual
They
assault.
sent
Is what we're
they
talking
sent the gun guy home early because they didn't want to pay his overtime. So then a prop assistant loaded the gun with blanks. They didn't left a dummy round in there.
about. Keep in mind,
and-
everyone's on coke.
When they fired it, they shot a bullet into Brandon Lee's spine. So even if he had
Goddamn.
lived, he would have been completely fucked up, and it probably would have made the movie worse if he had lived, because then it would have been like he would have been
They
in a
would have had to
wheelchair or
keep filming
something.
it. Yeah.
They're not gonna keep shooting him with.
He's just in a
He's
full
not gonna
back
keep
brace.
staying through the movie if he's in a wheelchair. Maybe it's
They
gonna
would,
be
they'd-
worse if he lives.
RoboCop. He's in a wheelchair.
I'm just saying it would have made the tragedy would have been worse. It would have been like because he would have been alive. It's like you would there'd be no. How could you promote it? It'd just
Him at
be
the
like
premiere being in a wheelchair. People. Would be, I was thinking this
The
movie.
movie would just be flat. It'd be dead.
I don't even know. Would this movie be released if that happens today?
No.
I feel like the
Oh,
people
yeah,
would
yeah,
be
it
like,
would.
"Hey, this is fucked up. You can't do this," and they would be like, "Okay."
Contracts are
Back then, they're just like,
contracts,
"Hey,
man.
we've shot most of the movie. Like, let's finish this, and figure out how to finish it." But
well, back then they could make it seem like, hey, we're trying to honor his memory by showing his last performance, and we
When-
would all
yeah.
believe that bullshit. But there
Yeah.
wouldn't be that. There'd be a deluge of information now on set. Information. The footage probably would have leaked. There would have been like so much horrible behind the scenes
Oh,
trauma
yeah.
that would have gotten leaked.
Can you
pictures
find
of
this
Alec Baldwin
information?
really upset.
When did he die? Like on what day of shooting? Is that like were they 70% done with the movie? Were they
He
20%?
died on the
done?
first day of shooting.
Literally?
Yeah,
Yes.
they were at 0%.
They shot a lot
Shot
of
of the
footage of
movie.
him in one day, and it was hell of a day of shooting. But he died. They
It's
almost
just
finished the
a-
film.
In one day. That's the truly amazing thing about it. That's why they killed him. It was gonna be the first movie shot in one day.
Yeah. And
The
that's what you do
Chinese
at the end of the
mafia
day, you
wasn't
shoot the
the
star.
Chinese mafia wasn't happening. And I mean, what's the correlation between the last movie his father did, where Bruce Lee's
Game of
character
Death.
in Game of Death, Bruce Lee's character is an actor who gets
Exactly.
is in the script gets killed the same way.
For real? I haven't
Yeah.
seen Game of Death because I heard it was like
so
kind
Bruce
of
Lee died.
didn't work with his death, and so they kind of
It doesn't work. It doesn't work, but it's worth watching because Bruce Lee, the only thing they filmed was that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fight scene. They filmed all the final fight scenes first, and then had to just cover how I hated how they did it. They put a fake beard on the Bruce Lee impersonator and whatever, made it have a
Okay.
face scar. They just covered his face up and was like, "That's Bruce Lee."
Lots
Yeah.
of actors have died on the shoots of movies, though. Not always
People got-
shot
People
though
got
by
Oh,
incompetence.
yeah. I mean, that's
But
Macbeth. I've heard that tale.
what's his face? Who's in all the Ken Russell movies?
Is it Macbeth
Um,
cursed? That's like a cursed play.
Not David. David Hemmings is in Gladiator. I'm thinking of Oliver Reed. Now, Oliver Reed, he died on the set of Gladiator. He drank himself to death. He got
Ridley
into
Scott's
a
Gladiator.
yes. Oliver Reed is a British actor. He's a big
Legend.
drunk. He's
Okay,
he's a
I like this
hellraiser.
guy.
He died on set. He got in a drinking contest with Greek sailors. and he drank. They were taking shots back and forth, and he drank
Yeah, you
himself
don't
to
do
death.
that.
Never do that.
Was he
he
going
has a-
fire it up? Fire it up.
He has a
Is
minor
that
role.
Greek?
Wait, do it in a Greek accent. What's a Greek accent like? What's a Greek accent? My big fat Greek wedding. I've seen it. Hey, the Schwitz and the Schwarz. No, see, I just
Yeah,
showed you it.
It's kind of like that though.
Hey, fire it
Hello.
up. Fire it
Hello,
up. Fire
I
it
am
up.
Greek. I am
Opa.
stupid.
Hello. Yeah, you got to say opa, and that kind of.
So say fire it up in a Greek accent. How would you do that?
Fired it up. That's still more Jamaican.
Yeah, that was pretty good though.
Jamaican,
Sounds-
Greek, it's all the same.
Fire it up, yeah.
Island
Fire it
people.
up, man.
Yeah,
So
so-
Oliver Reed
Died on
that's
set.
cool.
So they had to shoot him from behind.
They
and
shot him
stuff.
after he died.
They're
Shot
like,
the
"Hey,
character."
let's do it like the
They just
Crow.
have his body, his corpse in a chair, and they just shoot from behind.
So the
It's a Weekend
actor,
at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's kind of they
They
like
got
raise
Brandon
his
Lee.
arm and
Half of
have
the
him
movie,
wait.
yeah, half of the movie is Brandon Lee's corpse walking
fun-
down the alley.
He's wearing sunglasses for no reason.
Weekend at Bernie's style, yes.
Yeah.
So Fun Boy is the guy who killed Brandon Lee. That
Poor
actor.
guy.
What happened?
Michael
what happened to that
Massey.
The
actor?
Alec Baldwin of the Crow.
I would have killed the Alec Baldwin.
He
of the
didn't
Crow.
act again until his role in Seven as the owner of the nightclub.
Okay, so we waited 3 years.
1 year.
Okay, so that's not
He
a
didn't act
really.
for a year.
Did
I
he
don't
go to
think you could say
jail?
like
What-
that he didn't act again if he
Well,
acted
I was
1
sa-
year later. In
Yeah,
a
that
major
just
He
is
didn't
movie.
how
act.
jobs work. Like it's not like he's doing 7 movies a year.
He could have
He's not
been.
that great. He's not that great of an actor.
He's a great character actor.
Character actors
He killed the beloved Brandon Lee. He doesn't
is
deserve
working more
anything.
than the movie stars.
I'm
Let's
sure the
face
He
it.
guy's
said-
nice, and I'm sure he's a good actor, but he took away my Crow.
He
Oh no,
never
you have
forgive him.
Eddie Furlong. You still have
Had-
Eddie Furlong, right?
I'll
he had
never forgive him
nightmares.
for-
He had nightmares until for the rest of his life until he died in like 2015 or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Good.
pretty upsetting.
So
I
yeah,
feel bad
like-
for him because it was an accident, but also good. He's
Maybe
got
it
his own
wasn't.
vengeance.
but
No,
it's
the
similar.
Chinese mafia, man.
So Alec Baldwin, this is very similar to what happened to him. It's that they had a bad gun prop person. They were cheap. You got to have like the best gun person on set if you're firing all these guns. But they were even dumber. They just left a friggin' bullet live round in the gun.
How do you leave?
Like, why was
a
that?
bullet?
Why
I
was
don't
that even on
understand.
set?
Yeah, that's like
Exactly, I
a
don't get
giant
it.
fuck. That's like your one job.
So I did.
as a
I
gun
told you I got
expert.
that movie I did last year. It's the only thing I'm going to talk about because it's probably the last one. But
No,
we had a gun. We had a scene with cops, police officers had to come in, and it was fake. Obviously, the guns never left the holster. It was obviously fake guns. They had like orange tips. They're just plastic cap guns. We had a 5-minute meeting where they shut everything down, and there's like 70 people on staff, 50 people on staff, and he brought them all to the one room, and he goes, and they had a person come out and go, I am a gun safety guy. These are not real guns. I know that these are plastic, but we still have to do this. These are not real guns.
it's like I
It's
know these
empty."
look stupid. This is embarrassing, but, we
But
have
we
to do
shut
this.
we shut production down to have that 5-minute. We have to say this is fake.
They had the
How does
tips
that
on
get-
it.
And this was like a cheap ass fuck. Yeah, they never left the holster, so you never saw. You just saw like the thing.
The tip thing is weird. I gotta
But
say.
how the fuck is it was cheap, man? It was a low budget movie.
No, I'm
But
sure.
this
I know, but
low
other movies have
budget
done that too.
movie has the. Why is Alec Baldwin's movie not having safety meetings like that? Why are these multi-million-dollar budget movies not having safety meetings? And
Well, this
that's the
cocaine-
heart- and this is what I think Kanye was trying to say.
Because your movie was shot
hold
after
on.
Alec Baldwin's movie, right?
Ooh, let's change course.
No,
Your movie is shot after Alec Baldwin got
no, it
shot.
was
Feel like-
2020,
feel like Alex Jones now.
2020 August.
But you
When
got to
did
remember
When
too,
was Rust?
the
That
Crow
like a
was
year ago.
also this is like a early '90s, '80s thing. People were coked out. People were happy. It was
mean,
a
I-
party to make a movie.
I get movie sets are tough. And when you're like the props person and you're like on that, you're like the back of the house. You're like the one doing all of the work and not getting a lot of the glory. So I get it's stressful and it's easy to make mistakes. But if you ever kill Brandon Lee again, I'll fucking come after you.
Well, it's
Do
also
it.
this. If you're an actor, you
I
got to
will
know
fire
about
you up.
guns. You got to know how to check the chamber.
Yeah.
But also after The Crow, the thing is, they would make you cheat the angle, so you never actually point a gun directly at an actor. You kind of point it to, like, a foot to their left or right,
Yeah.
and then you
but
just
you don't
set
actually
the
punch the actor when you punch him.
correct. So you don't need to point the gun at a person. This is also why Alec Baldwin is so stupid. Is that he was joking around in between takes, and it'd be like he pointed the gun directly at the DP and was like, made a joke like, "Hey, I'm going to shoot you," and then shot and literally fired a live round into her. So it's like you don't fuck around with guns, even if you don't think they're loaded. Like you don't
They're
point a
not
gun at a
toys.
person.
It's easy to say, but when you
Swords,
have
on
a
the other
gun in
hand.
your hand, it's pretty fun to fuck around with a gun. You know,
How often do you guys hold guns in your hands?
I'm holding one right now off screen.
Adam, that is literally your penis. It's-
Call it my
Adam has
gun.
Adam, for the listeners, Adam had we're on the Zoom call. Adam has his
Derringer.
penis. He has his penis his soft penis folded into the shape of a gun, like a sick clown balloon animal, and he's
Penis.
pointing it at us right now.
Yeah,
He's
puppetry of
calling
the penis kind
his
of
little
thing.
penis puppetry of the penis pistol.
I'm getting ready to try out for puppetry of the penis.
So hire him if you got kids. He does children's birthdays.
Yeah,
That'd be a
He's got
good
a
gig for you,
long-
that's
Adam.
that'd be
Got
a
a
big
long
mistake. if you-
rubbery wiener. You know what? I'll come with you. Adam and I are doing a duo tag team who's on first night situation with our long rubbery penises.
You're gonna
It's like-
reenact The Crow. He's gonna shoot you
Oh, cool.
while
Like
you're dressed
shadow
up like
puppets, but
you're dressed up like Brandon Lee. You got the face paint on.
the face paint is just Adam's cum. That's the white face paint is just Adam's semen.
Wow, and the kids are just cheering and laughing and having fun. It's like
And
a
we're
bar.
crying.
it's
at
a
the end
bar
of it, Adam and I are
mitzvah.
crying because we did like the greatest performance of our lives. We're
Yeah, it becomes art, and
It's
we didn't.
fucking-
We thought it was just entertainment.
that's when. All right. So what were you talking about, The Crow?
I think it would have been cool if Michael Massey did tours where he reenacted his shooting of Brandon Lee, like in the ending of Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, where Robert
Yeah.
Ford became would demonstrate how he shot Jesse James in the back of the head.
As like that was his road gig.
Yeah,
That'd be a
As his
cool, like,
routine.
they didn't have Cameo in the mid 90s, but that would be a cool thing. Like, you know,
yeah, you give him like $50 and he's
shoots
like,
you.
hey, you're Brandon Lee, I'm
Or-
shooting you into his
He
phone.
shoots you with like a pop gun.
Yeah,
But you never know because you never know. Look, Brandon Lee didn't know.
that's
Brandon
true.
Lee's
Imagine
Brandon Lee's
that.
he's like a Star Wars ghost, smiling and laughing and nodding in approval.
So
at a
imagine
fan
that
convention.
cameo though. Imagine that cameo where that's literally what he does. He reenacts the I'm gonna pretend to shoot you, and then he does hundreds of those, and then one of them he accidentally shoots somebody. The same thing that happened to Brandon Lee, and now on cameo. So now he's killed two people the same way on accident. It's like stop pretending to shoot people. It's killing people.
Yeah. Maybe you should stop pretending to shoot people. You
Stop
specifically.
pretending.
Once you shoot two people,
When you pretend to shoot two people and they end up getting shot, just stop pretending.
yeah.
Call it what it is. You're a shooter.
I gotta say though, the movie is so it's so emo gothy, like, you know, like crows, like slow motion birds flying away, like my love is gone and stuff. That
All
like,
nighttime. There's like 2 day shots.
yeah, having it be infused with this like
Tragedy.
actual tragedy, it makes it very interesting. It's
So you're definitely
that's your-
unique.
Is that your
well, it
opinion?
like makes the whole movie. It's like it's like makes the movie like what the movie is saying, like, and the attitude of the movie as being this like tragic lover rocker thing. It makes it like
makes it-
legit.
I was gonna say less cheesy. Yeah, it makes it like an actual tragic story.
Like the movie kind of feels like one of those like monster ballad music videos, or like a grunge
Hold on, I think
ballad
something's on
music
fire.
video. But it that'd be awesome. Brian's house caught fire during this. But it's like legit because it fucking has this actual tragic thing that the movie almost kind of like leans into, whether intentionally or unintentional. I don't know. It just like works really well with like the DNA of this movie. Makes a cool like artifact. Obviously, hey, I'll if I could go back in time, I would take the bullet out of the gun and make the movie less interesting. I'm not like a psycho.
What do you
Wow.
mean? Take the.
I mean, for me, the movie just feels like a rehash of Blade Runner.
That's your baby Hitler
Dracula.
moment?
Dracula.
But wait, they had to. But you
It's,
have to
know,
consider how much it affected the movie.
RoboCop.
You have to consider how much it affected how the story they told, like the scenes.
I just
how many
here's
scenes
my
there were with
here's what I
gangsters
wish.
versus, like,
I wish Brandon Lee got shot on the first day so they could have recast it with a good actor.
Shut the fuck up.
hey, it's Ryan's.
You're
birthday.
not. You're also not wrong, dude. One of my least favorite scenes in the movie is when he's walking through the house and he's having the flashbacks and the montage of like a happy relationship. And there's that one where they burning the food on the stove.
They burn enough food.
They're burning the food on the stove, and he turns to her and he goes, "A restaurant." And it's just like
awesome.
We did Rapid Fire, another Brandon Lee movie. He has a weird way of
I guess
speaking.
we're gonna do in the restaurant.
Yeah,
He has a weird way of talking. He kind of
Yeah,
talks
it's
like a
almost like-
nerd.
It's almost
Yeah.
like he was raised by Bruce Lee, who he's had the thickest accent.
Well, it's not like he
and
talks like
a
Bruce Lee.
white
It's not like,
woman.
"Aw,
It's a
I'm the crow."
California
it's that
Chinese
first-
kind of
that first
hybrid.
the first wah you did sounded like a squawk of a crow, to be honest.
Ooh, William is the crow.
Trivia: there are no crows in the movie. All the birds are ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's not even trivia. That's just right in front of your face.
That's
when
fucked
they're
up.
Showing
That's fucking idiots, dude. Are you kidding?
no,
No.
it's disrespectful to ravens.
I just
They
can't
look
believe.
very similar.
That's
Well, the
almost
crows
every,
have
well, and
yellow
ravens
beaks.
ravens are way more. They're way more intelligent than they're slightly more
I
intelligent
think they're
than
more.
crows.
I think they're both pretty intelligent though.
They are, but ravens are easier to train, so it makes more sense to do. And also, crows are fucking huge. Have you ever seen a crow? Have you ever seen a Midwest crow? They're literally bigger than they're bigger than a cat. They're like the size of a small dog.
They're like a hawk or whatever.
Bro, some of them are bigger than hawks. Yeah, it's scary.
That's
Let's
cool.
talk about some of the cast. So we got David Patrick Kelly. He plays
He played
T-Bird.
the Raven. Oh,
He's driving the car. He's in the Warriors. He's cool. He's also in Twin Peaks.
Oh
we
yeah,
got
the Warriors guy.
John Polito from all the Coen Brothers movies. He plays Gideon, the pawn shop owner. That's
He
a
needed
character.
like a New York greaseball kind of
he's in
guy.
everything. Yeah, he's like
He's your guy.
he's a guy. I feel like in every movie he's in, he's selling you a hot dog in New York.
Yeah,
He's like a hot dog stand guy.
He's
he's
shit.
selling you the
Piece of
option of
shit.
hot dogging.
he's pretty close to the
hot dogging
character in
him.
the comic.
He's perfect. That was perfect casting. Different.
I don't remember if the cop is in the comic. Ernie Hudson's character.
Ernie
Yeah, isn't
Hudson
it a
is
white
so
dude?
good. He's really good in this movie, though. He's a very
Oh, he
solid actor.
Him and that girl kind of he carries a lot of the scene. That girl sucks. And pretty
Sarah?
much every scene. Yeah. She's like, doesn't know how to skateboard. She's kicking Mongo. She's skating in the rain the whole time. Like, I mean,
Hey,
it's
how's
not
it
her
going?
fault. She's like, she's just not that good of an actor. There, okay, so there's the first scene with her and the cop. And this is a detail that William hates that I remember. But there's a scene where you can see that she's not at one. She's like already in. Let me.
You mean
catch my
like
breath.
you like her A
She's-
mark or whatever?
She's yeah. Acting. This is just bad acting. When they're eating, it's the first time they're eating hot dogs, and she's holding the hot dog, and she just keeps moving it like up and down. She's moving it around her mouth, and she looks to the right, and then the car pulls up, and then when the car pulls up, that's like her cue, and then she goes, and then does her line, and then takes a bite. It's the fucking cringiest.
What an
Quit
idiot!
hiring, and then she walks away skating Mongo like a
That
fucking
child is a
idiot.
fucking idiot. A child
No,
actor.
she's not an idiot. She's just not good at her job.
It's hard to be a kid actor. You
No,
never
it
really
means,
saw
it
her
means her
again.
mom. It means her mom wasn't yelling at her hard enough.
Yeah, maybe
Put some of that coke up her nose. Maybe get that girl acting. Damn.
Yeah.
Shirley Temple, this bitch. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Judy Garland kind of. She needs the Judy Garland treatment.
Well, maybe Alex Proyas is not a great director of actors.
What? He killed the greatest actor of all time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, the best thing about the movie is the cinematography. Darius Volsky, who works with Ridley Scott on all his movies. I mean, this guy, it looks so good. I mean, it looks like a David Fincher music video. It looks like Blade Runner. I mean, that opening scene where you have the miniature of Detroit with all the flames, like of
Yeah.
Devil's Night. I mean, that's a clear
that's
Blade Runner
that's a
reference.
Practical. That's a practical miniature. We were talking about it earlier. That's like
Yes.
a real model. That's so sick. That looks. All those shots are
All the rain
awesome.
shots, all the night shots, all everything with the blackness. It all looks so good.
So why did the villain? What's going on? There's a behind the scenes with why the villain is so bad.
I just
And I
blame
don't know.
Hollywood screenwriters. I just blame Hollywood trying to
No,
make
there
it
was
into
like
turning
thing
it
on
into a
set,
movie.
Him and that lady. Who's the lady?
There's Michael
There's like some-
Wincott.
Bai Ling is the.
Hold on. It's Michael
agent.
Wincott as the bad guy, and then Bai Ling as his sister, quote unquote. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
Is it
What are
really
you
his
talking about? I
sister?
thought they were like fucking and like.
That's what I'm saying.
They are. Oh, they are.
He says we have like you don't see the resemblance. But
Oh, it's a little joke. I see.
I'm not tripping
the
here. I
ending-
hear there's a BTS behind the scenes with these guys that they were difficult to work with. They just kind of fucked it up, or they thought it was their movie, like they were the stars, and they just fucked it up, something like that.
Well, that guy's like the bad guy in like every movie though. Every '90s movie. I feel.
Well,
like.
was he the biggest actor at the time?
No, he's a
'Cause this
character
was-
actor. He's like, but he is kind of method, and he's known for being kind of nuts.
Yeah,
He's in a
there's
lot of
something there.
movies.
Man, I wish
He's
I
in a
would've
lot
looked up this
of
movie.
movies. He does really good. He's a good actor. I just don't like the writing of that character. I don't.
It's awful.
They almost pull it off. Here's the thing: it's in the '90s when they would do comic book movies, quote unquote. They would just goof them up, and they could never make them into believable gangsters. They would always make them into this like Batman style.
It's
Bond.
Yeah,
in the
gangster
same in
comic
the same
gangsters.
vein. I
They'd
think
make
in
him
the same vein,
corny. They make
Yeah,
him
in the same
dumb.
vein,
You
that-
make
the
him-
only time-
witchcraft, right?
The only time The Crow feels like a kid's movie is when they show those two villains.
the sword fight at the end is awful. I mean, this whole battle
And that
sequence
could have
at the
been
end-
so fucking sick, dude. He could have got a lightning. He could have got struck by lightning and then had a lightning sword because he uses the lightning rod as a sword.
in the
and
comic
he-
book, there is no weakness of you kill the crow, it takes away his powers. This is a kryptonite rehab. Like
Yeah, why would he be walking around with that bitch on his shoulder? No, you put
this
that
is his
crow in a
kryptonite.
cage.
This is they have to come up with a weakness because it's like, well, what's his weakness? You know, he just walks into a room and kills everybody. But in the comic book, yes, that's what he does. He like
That is a thing now, though, because of this movie. Like,
But
that's that's
the-
part of the Crow.
Oh,
like,
that
in
he
the,
if you kill
yeah,
a crow,
the one
you can
I
kill them.
the one I was
In
the one
the-
I was talking about with that drag queen or whatever. That one came out a year ago. Hack slash. There's the Crow comes back and she gets her vengeance, and then she doesn't want to go back into the grave, so she kidnaps the Crow, keeps it in a cage, and is using. There's like a Jamaican voodoo.
what is
guy
it,
who-
Sandman?
Literally, I mean, yeah. What is this? 100 other things that are the same story? Yeah.
So in the comic book, they don't show the flashback of the death until right before the big finale. So you're getting more information doled out to you slowly,
Such
and
good
then
writing.
then you see the flashback, then you see the big shootout. So if the movie ended after that shootout at the club, I honestly would like it more.
It could have easily.
But
It would have been. I think it would have been better if it
They-
ended at that shootout, and and it just like anticlimactic. Like he just has that katana, and he just maybe like presses up against the dude, and it's not a big back and forth fight, and he just fucking murks him. So it's like the dude's a immortal zombie.
and then in the comic book, he goes to the grave, takes a gun out, and blows his brains out, goth style.
Oh yes, that's
And
what
that's
I'm
how
talking about.
and that's how the comic ends.
That's
That's the Crow
sin
pact,
of the movie.
dude. That's the Crow pact. Like when you're done, you relinquish your body back to death when you're done with your vengeance.
That's the sin of the movie, is that it lost its like goth way. You
They
know?
turn
No,
they're
I
turning
think
into
in the
Batman.
movie-
I think it
There's
was just
that-
bad casting.
That staircase
writing.
scene where they're going up the staircase and there's like a bell going off at the top in the church. I mean,
Yeah.
that's right out of
That's
Batman.
shit. Yeah.
And then it's cool when the crow pecks out
When he-
Biling's eyes. So I like that.
Because her whole thing is she pecks people's eyes out and burns them for some weird ritual. So
Which
it's like
which shit?
she got a taste of her own. Yeah, she got a taste of her own.
It's quite a
She
Quite
got a couple
delicious
of
irony.
eye drops. It is quite delicious. Rennie.
I was getting some King of New York vibes from the villain also.
yeah. He's like a business villain.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can't be a business villain with that hair.
Oh yeah. Business villains have like
His
short
hair
hair,
looks pretty
crop
good.
tops.
His hair looks pretty good. I mean, it's clearly there's extensions.
The
I was thinking
wardrobe,
about that too.
the sword wardrobe got completely underutilized. He just got a wardrobe. He opens it up, this closet. He opens it up, and it's just like got literally 40 swords in there. He uses
know,
one of them.
yeah.
The crow uses the katana once. He kills 2 people with the katana, and then he throws it onto the table. And I'm like, bro, just hold on to that sucker.
They're blue balling you about the swords.
You know what is the most
The
impressive
tail
piece of
end of the movie is
production
what pisses me off the most.
art in the
That's-
whole movie? That there's one thing in the entire movie that looks so real. It's shocking to me how good it looks. And it's the black and white photo of Eric Draven's band. It looks
Yep.
so real.
It looks like a real. Also, they're not a good band either. It
Hangman's
sucks.
No.
joke.
Yes,
Hangman's, also, Hangman's Noose. Is that not a fucking band already?
No, Hangman's joke.
I know,
It's like
but
the
is
Killing
Hangman's-
Joke. Killing Joke is a band.
Okay,
Maybe
but
it's a little.
Is the
combo.
Hangman's Noose? Is that not a
What
band?
is the Hangman's joke? What are the?
I'm talking
do
about
they
the
have-
Hangman's
Did they have an
Noose.
answer for that?
First
I know
time
Hangman's
here.
Noose makes a lot of sense. Oh, first time here. Yeah, that's funny. Is that the Hangman's
So the hang-
joke?
No, I'm just quoting that James Franco meme.
I'm gonna write the Hangman's Noose right now. The Hangman's Noose is about a guy in the 1700s or whatever, a hangman, who has to do the hangings, and it's his origin story on how he learned how to tie knots. So it shows him murdering. It opens up with him tying a beautiful knot. It's kind of inner monologue while he's tying the knot about his day-to-day life. You don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's a sailor. Maybe he's just working with ropes. And then he boom, kills somebody with the hangman. And then it goes to him as a kid getting yelled at by his mom about how he's not tying his shoes right. The Hangman's Noose.
Then he hangs his mom.
And then he ends up fucking his mom, and then they have a kid together. I'm not done. It's actually not a bad movie. The Oedipus.
You know who
Man's
heard the
Noose.
Hangman's
The
joke
Oedipus
was
Man's Noose.
You know who heard the Hangman's joke was whoever found David Carradine, because he died by autoerotic
He didn't hang
asphyxiation.
himself.
Yeah, he died. He did hang himself. He died by
He was just
You
choking.
should have used
himself.
Jonathan Brandis.
Jonathan. No,
You-
no.
No,
He
you're
hung
thinking
himself.
of Chester
It
Bennington.
would have been Roddy Dangerfield.
No,
when-
you're thinking of Nine Inch Nails.
Ladybug. That's what he called him.
Right.
Not how
Well,
Chester
you know,
Bennington
it's
killed himself. Lead singer
Pardon?
Lincoln Park. He killed
Yeah,
himself by hanging
he-
himself.
he hung himself down.
The same exact way that Nine Inch Nails did. Interesting. Or were they?
Yeah.
both
R.I.P. Trent
assassinated?
Reznor. You gone too soon.
And they were best friends.
Yeah. I can't believe Trent Reznor died. Man, that sucked.
Dude, he's
Is
the
this
guy that
real?
he's the guy. Yeah, Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails, the the band that sings "We're despite all my rage, we're still just a rat in a cage."
No, he's saying Black Hole
course, of course.
Sun.
Hey, I know the 90s.
No, that was
I
the
know
name of the
90s
album.
rock, I got
You
it.
know, Nine Inch Nails. The name of the album was Black Hole Sun, and it was Adam's tiny little pinprick of a butthole on the cover.
Do you think they wanted Nine Inch Nails to be in this movie in the club scene, but they couldn't afford them?
Who was
so
it? Who is that
they-
band?
My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult.
That's
too
the name of
long
the
a
band?
name. Yeah, that's a sentence.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were in a lot of movie shit in the early '90s. They have a big song in Cool World,
Ace Ventura has
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse. Thank you.
Finkel, Einhorn.
All right,
is
best kill.
Finkel.
What's the best
That's,
kill?
that's the best Cannibal
I like the
Corpse.
knife scene. I like it when that guy throws the knife
When he
at him and he
gets his duster?
catches it with his
Yeah.
hands.
Because that guy killed him with a knife. When it goes to the
Very
flashback,
poetic.
when
And then
he's
he
All
getting,
about
quotes.
when he's getting,
poetry.
well, it's pretty on the nose, but
This
when
movie is all about the dark goth poetry.
what's that line to my favorite one is the second one, the hand through the hole when the heroin when he saves the mom, because that wasn't a part of his own vengeance.
That's from
He didn't
Vanity
need-
Fair. The line he
Yeah.
quotes about like
Yeah, what does he
mothers are the gods of the children or something.
Yeah, he goes, as they say, mothers is the name on the smile of the lips of
It's the name of God.
Is the name of God on every son and daughter's lips or some shit like that. That shit fucked me up when I was like 13 watching this movie. Because then I go, yo, bitch, get me some more Hot Pockets. And my mom
Yo,
brought me
God.
Yo, God.
He gets her sober. He gets the mom sober, and then she because he pours the heroin out of her veins, and then she cooks breakfast for a little girl the next day.
Dude,
Sarah.
the crow could be fucking a goat. The dude can make you feel pain by touching you. He can take drugs out of your system. He's immortal. He knows some sort of hand-to-hand combat. He's got superior strength.
I will say, can I say, for Brandon Lee being the big very physical.
The crow doesn't know
specimen,
kung fu, man.
He doesn't do a lot of shit, and
he also died
see
making this
more.
movie. Did you hear that?
Fuck.
The crow isn't
what?
a martial artist. The crow is whoever comes back. He was a fucking musician. So
Well, he does like a John Woo style double gun shooting scene.
Yeah.
That whole sequence when they're shooting
guns.
is like hard boiled. They're just like,
and that's the first
papers
time
are
he had guns
flying,
in the whole
birds are
movie, though.
flying.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a fucking what John Woo, get out of here. The crow.
There's something about the
Brandon Lee.
90s. They just, I don't know. It's like it's like he kills that one guy T-Bird by setting him on fire. He kills that one guy with a knife.
With all his knives. He goes,
There's something
he
about the
threw all of his
90s that
knives
are
in every
just,
single major artery in his body.
they just couldn't pull off comic book movies that well. Like they just were afraid to go like full
So
stupid
why does this
action.
one hit? Why do I love this so much? Because the mythology, because
It's better than the other ones of the 90s,
Because it's
I guess.
like no,
It's better than
the
Spawn.
the reason why you love this movie, I think, is
Here we
because
go.
it's like long hair in your face, rain on you. It's emo shit.
That's how I feel inside all the time.
So yeah, it's cool. It's like fun. And
Brandon Lee
it'd be-
looks great. That poster of Brandon Lee in the chair with his hands crossed,
Yep.
looking at you is a great photo. He's the best looking crow. I mean,
gotta see.
in the Crow 4, when it's Edward Furlong, it looks like a joke.
Trash. It's trash. Yeah. It looks like if we made that movie.
It
On our
looks so
budget.
bad.
Like
It looks like a high school kid made a movie. I mean, he just
it
looks,
looks like a high school thesis film.
the atmosphere is there. I mean, it's better than most 90s movies, but like 90s
So
superhero movies. I mean, like what? Fantastic Four, that horrible Roger Corman thing. That's awful.
That was trash.
that poster you're talking about with him with his hands folded or whatever is like the Hot Topic poster.
Correct.
Yes, it's not like the
it's
official
also,
movie
it's the
poster.
cover. It's the cover of the VHS.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, it's not. Ryan's lying.
Hey, it's his birthday, dude.
But yeah, this movie, I have very mixed feelings about it.
I
So
was
parts
lying.
of-
I
parts
didn't
of
mean I was- I didn't know I was, but this is the shot I thought you were talking about. It's him.
That's a
standing
Berenstain
in,
Bears thing.
Yeah.
Parts of this movie work for me really well. Parts of it don't. I get my rating for it is 2.5 stars.
What the fuck?
William,
because there wasn't.
I don't want to just praise
There
everything.
wasn't no pedophilia. There wasn't no. I'm done with you, dude.
It's kind of boring. Look, I don't want to praise everything.
What about what do you rate Ryan as a friend?
2.5 is what it felt like.
I know.
Ryan
If
is
you say the crow,
a 1.5
the crow
star
is-
friend. And
William,
that's a-
yeah, I'm actually getting worked up. I haven't ate in about 26 hours.
Dude,
I'm
eat some
about to
cottage
finish this
cheese.
wine.
Jesus Christ.
The Crow is less than that fucking than Michael. The Crow
yes, I like
is less.
Michael is a more.
What's
There's
your,
more
bro,
tension.
what's your
It's a more
problem?
compelling movie.
No, are you a pedophile?
But William, what
are
about
you a rapist?
Hey. No, none of us are pedophiles.
Ryan,
I'm
are
asking.
you a crow?
I'm
It's his
the
birthday.
Crow.
Yes, he's a crow.
I love the
Which-
comic book also. That's the other thing. I'm a nerd about the Crow.
Yeah, you're being a snob
And it's
because you're a
like-
that you like the comic book. I think.
I like
Oh,
things
book's
about the
better,
movie.
huh?
The book is
2.5?
better.
Book is better.
2.5. Well, we're
It's
not
the stupid
reviewing the book.
person's
We're
version
reviewing the
of
movie.
saying the book is better. Is saying
I don't like the
comic book.
climax. I don't like. I love
That's
Michael
fair.
Wincott as an actor. He doesn't work for me as the villain. It's
He
just
didn't- he
like
didn't work. That's fair. That's fair.
What do you think his best role is?
Hmm.
I was always very stricken by him in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I don't even know. I can't name another
He's-
movie he's in.
He's the henchman of Sheriff of Nottingham in that movie. Just a very scummy
William,
guy.
hold on. I'm not 2.5. You're not even
Yeah.
gonna go 3.
I'm
You're just gonna go
ambivalent.
even down the middle. No, you're
Yes.
a fucking dummy mint.
That's fine.
What
You're
about-
allowed to have your
Yeah,
opinion of
dude.
me.
What about the
No, I give you.
What about the fact that-
2.1 star?
what about the thing outside of the movie about Brandon Lee's death and how like that shapes
Right?
the movie?
It hurts the
itself?
movie, in my opinion. It's. I wish Brandon Lee was alive to like.
Thank you.
I think the movie is weird and confusing when it starts. Like it just doesn't feel.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like anyone is really pushing hard on story for this movie. They care about atmosphere. They care about rain. They care
Yeah,
about.
it is more visual.
It's visual. It looks great. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like
But William, it can't rain all
I don't
the
wanna-
time. Give
I
it
don't
5
like this
stars,
thing-
please.
where. You know, I
Well,
don't want to
this is
have.
all I
I don't want to
got.
have range of and nuance of bad movies. I want to have range and nuance of good movies. So it's like I don't need to have all this like range between 1 and 3 stars. It's like we need to.
All right, we'll
It's
do
like
10.
who cares?
Out of
And
10
also like
out of 10 stars.
restaurants. I like restaurant reviews because it's like
A plus.
A-
The Crow's A
a
plus.
1-star restaurant review is actually really
Restaurant.
good.
What's the Crow's restaurant review? Is it pass inspection? You bitch.
Half a
That's
star.
5 Michelin stars.
Half a star.
I told you I'm 30. I'm 34 now. I'm not putting up with no more bullshit.
Ryan, stop
William-
crying.
And Williams
Everything's
being
okay.
and Williams being a fucking bitch.
I'm 34
I'm
years
not
old.
fucking crying.
I have mixed feelings about the movie.
Crying
it's
in a crow
confusing. It's
duster is
confusing.
pretty
It's-
pretty hard to
it's-
watch. To be
yeah,
honest.
There's a
You see
scene
that
in the
my
middle where
makeup-
they're
Dressing up
fighting.
like
crow
the crow and then crying.
My
is
crow
not a good
makeup
look
has
for
like a single.
34-year-old.
They're shooting up the nightclub. A guy falls through a window.
I'm drinking a little. Hold on, William. Well,
The band is still playing. Then 5 minutes later, another guy is thrown out a window and falls on the stage. And then all the people get scared. And it's like, look, this
It's
is
like
not,
you've never been to a
oh.
concert. What do you think Travis Scott's concert was like? It took 3
this is
fires
not a
before-
well edited
Yeah,
movie.
They just
This
kept
is
going. Dude.
This movie is just,
They had like
I mean,
5
it's
crows before
sloppy.
they stopped.
they're killing the lead actor on stage because they don't even check the gun. It's just like that.
Well, they're doing coke. They're having a party. They're
Oh.
making movies. It's awesome.
There's
Oh,
better
I
movies
give-
where
I
people
give-
are on coke. Easy Rider.
I give
is a
that
better movie.
aspect. I
Street
give the
Fighter.
fact that Brandon Lee got shot. I give that aspect 1 out of a million stars. Not a fan, but did make the movie a little bit more enticing.
This is also a I'm gonna give this movie as 5 stars. My boy Ryan, right here.
I mean,
That's
that's your
what we call fucking friendship. You
Yeah,
William
yeah.
looking ass bitch.
I knew this. I knew that would really work on him. Dude,
Woo! I'm back.
this
baby.
movie. You know what? You brought up Batman, but you know what? Really, this movie is a family with Max Payne, the Punisher.
Love it. Love it.
RoboCop.
Good
Death
guys
Wish.
who
Shut up.
go goth.
Death
RoboCop's
Wish.
lame compared to this.
Good guys who
RoboCop
go
is a
goth.
masterpiece. RoboCop is a
It's
5-star
beautiful,
movie.
but it doesn't. But it doesn't have a duster. That's all you need is a sad middle-aged man with some vengeance to prove, and a duster, preferably pleather, because I'm vegan. But
Yeah. Vegan crow. Let's keep it vegan.
vegan crow bocop.
Good soundtrack.
Wow, that movie sounds fucking awesome. Dude.
Vegan crow.
It's got a good tunes on the
Stop,
soundtrack.
man.
I love the sound. I think the soundtrack is
Catch
better than the
me.
movie.
The soundtrack's
That's a
amazing.
90s.
Have you
That's
seen?
a very 90s thing, honestly,
Have I shown you mine
for these kind of movies. Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat.
you have a
That-
framed copy of the CD.
from Goodwill? And I've got the. You see it there?
Ryan, this is
True
your
G.
favorite film. Adam, what is your favorite movie?
I don't even know
Son of a
anymore,
bitch, you
dude.
better fucking
Pick
say The
one.
Crow. If you don't say The Crow, if you don't say The Crow, fucking
Don't say
I-
The Crow.
My
Pick your
favorite movie
own.
is The Wedding Singer.
gang, gang.
No,
Top
for
three. Did I
real.
tell you my top three?
Just kidding. I don't know. If I had to pick, I don't really like
Paperback.
favorites, by the way.
Pick
Like,
one.
it's hard to
Pick
pick
one.
Maybe Rushmore.
That's our
Or,
next
like-
episode.
Is it really? So I got a movie link. This is related. I know I'm on one, but this
I also
is
really
related.
like Manhattan, but I've kind of been shamed.
Thank
out of liking
God
that
you didn't
movie.
say Manhattan.
The
but,
director and the
you know.
producer sat me down after we
Stop.
filmed that. No, I'm gonna finish.
I'm
the
sorry, my
story.
cat is biting. me.
And, and they sat me down. I've never seen Rushmore, and they sat me down afterwards. And this was like 2 days after everything was wrapped, and I was just still in town, and we were hanging out. And they dead ass serious. This is how I know this movie's not gonna be that entertaining. They looked at me in the face. We had Torchy's tacos in our hand, and I had like 7 whiskeys in my belly. And they go,
They didn't know
Man.
that part.
they go, man. We're looking at the clips and shit from the last month, and this might be your Rushmore. And I was like, I've never seen that movie. And he goes, oh, bro, this might be like your Rushmore. And I was like,
You're just
what is that?
completely hammered.
Yeah. And I was like, I literally was smashed. And I was like, what does that mean? And he goes, I mean, Jason, what's his name?
Schwartzman.
Yeah, they go, that was his like first breakthrough movie into acting or whatever. And I was like, bro, this ain't gonna be Rushmore. Are you covering the tab? And then I left. But I got that movie
that's a
link
cool
today. I
Hollywood
told you,
story, dude.
I'm gonna see the movie tonight for the first time.
Dude, have fun. It's a special. It's
You're
a
gonna watch it by yourself online.
No, me and my roommate are gonna watch it
cool.
because she worked
Hey.
on set.
Hey, making a movie is a privilege.
I
And it's
didn't
a
make the
special
movie.
thing.
I was
It doesn't-
drunk
well,
every
being
day
a
on
part-
set.
being a
into-
part
You're
of the-
lucky. Hey, you're just lucky
being
you
a part of
didn't
the
get
movie.
shot to death while making your.
Exactly.
No, dude.
making someone
that's
else's
all I'm
favorite
looking
movie.
for. That's all, exactly. That's all.
Who
I'm
then
looking
starts
for.
dressing like you and acting like you.
That's
Yeah,
all I
Brandon
want.
Lee's in heaven watching
That's
Ryan
all
be
I
like, what the
want.
fuck?
I'm dead. Who
Dude,
cares? I wish I'd never
fucking
made this
got
movie.
shot on this movie.
What do you think
You
Brandon Lee
asshole.
gives to Crow?
He probably gives it 1 star.
I don't think he's a fan.
He got great opportunity. Wouldn't do it again. That's his opinion. Wish I would not have signed up for that audition.
James
Dude.
Albar said, the guy who made the comic said he bought his mother a car, he bought a stereo, and then he donated the rest of the money to charity. He said it was blood money. Oh, I guess you don't mind listening to that blood stereo.
But your mom's
I bought
driving a blood
PS
car.
Listen, I bought Alec Baldwin. I bought a PS5. I bought 3 more PS5s for my cousins. I bought 3 Audis for my
After
Mom.
shooting a crew member.
and I bought a house for my 13th brother, Josh Baldwin. And then I gave the remaining $1.25 to charity. I
But yeah.
rounded up at the cashier, is what I'm saying.
Guys, before we end this, I don't want to.
Are we gonna end it?
We got to talk
Yeah.
about his shoulders.
What
Beautiful,
about him?
Let's fetishize this man for a second.
gorgeous, dude.
These are like he has like fucking fake titties in his shoulders, dude.
These
These are
this
giant
bad?
shoulders.
They're beautiful. He's Bruce Lee's. He's the son of a god.
It's one of like the
He is Achilles. He is half stupid white woman and half God, Bruce Lee.
oh,
He has a perfect
you talking about
V-shaped torso.
Bruce Lee's wife. You talking
He's
about
Hercules. Yeah, she's
I
just a
mean-
basic ass white bitch.
Linda
But he-
Linda Lee?
Look at
Yeah.
this amazing photo I found of him. I mean, look at his body. I mean, the guy is the musculature, the V-shaped torso, the posture,
I love clicking links that
the high
I just, like,
cheekbones.
This is
the
like an
thing-
action
oh my
figure.
God, dude, that is
But it
sick.
fucking looks good, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
You see the scar? Look at how detailed it is. The scar in the lower abdomen where he gets shot.
The sullen eyes. I mean, the guy is just
He's a specimen.
Oh, I'd fuck that. Oh, I'd Pinocchio the hell out of that doll. Is that what Pinocchio's about? I didn't finish the Guillermo del Toro.
Nipokio.
yeah. I turned that
I'm
off
saying.
after 10 minutes.
I watched
Yeah,
it.
I
I
was
watched it
like,
really
why-
late
I-
when I was working.
I got 30 minutes in and I was like, why the fuck am I watching this child story?
The beginning is
And
honestly
why
the
did
best
take
part.
and why did it take so long?
Dude,
It's like
wait,
I turned
hold
it
on a
off
second.
after the beginning. I was like, this is so dumb.
I
Sure,
go,
sure,
why?
but
How come nobody got shot on this set?
Yeah.
Guillermo Geppetto gets shot. But dude,
I met that
speaking,
dude in an alley,
since we're
by the way.
talking about Pinocchio, listen to this. You know how like the
I
beginning of
shook
this
hands
movie.
with Guillermo del Toro. You don't want me to tell that story?
What?
I met Guillermo del Toro, or however the fuck you say his name, in an
Okay.
alleyway, and I talked to him for like 5 minutes, and then I walked away, and then somebody was like, "Do you know who?" He was asking for directions, and somebody's like, "Do you know who you were just talking to?" And I was like, "Some fucking idiot who doesn't know where he's at." And they're like, "That's Guillermo del Toro," and I was like,
Is this
"What?"
a real story? Is this a real
Absolutely, really, yeah.
Why
I
were you
used to
talking to him in an alley?
Just some
I used to
drunk
cater.
Mexican
My
guy.
job in LA was catering. I worked at that Eat
And
Club
Guillermo.
job. I catered to Netflix. I hung out at my
Wow,
job
you're like
was
Forrest Gump.
for 4 hours a day. I was
There's a character in
supervisor, and I just
Pinocchio based
hung
on you.
out at Netflix, and I
There's
met Jamie Foxx. I touched Jamie Foxx on accident.
Wow.
He was in
Okay,
our
glad
way,
you
and I
said
was
on accident.
well. He was in the way. He wouldn't fucking move out of the way, and I was
Well,
like,
wait.
"Move it." We had like 50
Alright.
bags, literally a van full of bags.
You're
of
so
food, and he
connected.
wouldn't-
Ryan and his name dropping.
No,
but
I'm
like,
pissed. I hate.
but
Yeah,
listen,
I don't.
this new Pinocchio has a thing that I did not
Who
realize.
cares?
Yeah, I dropped out. I don't care about name dropping or anything.
He's made out of the
Once
tree that comes out of the grave. Big whoop. It's like the bat in the
Hollywood-
natural.
Okay, so you saw my review and then you didn't click like. That's what
I'm
you're
just saying,
admitting right now, William.
Hollywood died when
Tired of
Epstein
you
died.
watching cartoons, man. It's just pathetic. I look at
Well, I was
Adam's
watching it for
letterbox and I'm
my-
like, has he watched a real movie yet? No. He watches a cartoon.
I was watching it to see if it was appropriate for my kid. And then I got
Show
hooked.
your kid Bambi
Bambi.
and E.T., you weirdo.
My sister-in-law saw ET
time,
for the
in time.
first time 2 Christmases ago, and she is 34 or 35
Okay,
or
see?
whatever. She
And
cried. I cried.
She's good. She's
That was
not
the first time we
fucked up
cried
and-
together.
But
Together.
the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio has a very smart.
Yeah, the
the
baseball.
origin
He makes him out
for
of a baseball
Pinocchio.
bat that he beat his wife with.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
just
very,
say it's not as
very
good
cool.
as Evil Silent Night.
He
Evil Dead,
he made him out
whatever.
of an old
It's not-
dildo.
Wait,
he's just
have
no
you-
Joe Petto. I'll tell you that much.
Have you seen the other Crows, Ryan?
Yes, once only. I've only seen all the other Crows.
City of
the-
Angels
all
is
three?
awful.
Yeah, there's like 4 now.
I couldn't even watch that Edward Furlong one. I turned it off. It was on HBO Max for a while. It's
I
fucking
watched them. They're all on there. They're all
awful. The
on,
Kirsten Dunst one, I'm curious to check out.
She's
they're
the
on
Crow.
Paramount. I got them on my TV. I didn't even use
No,
your
she's
link.
the girlfriend of the Crow.
It sucks,
The
dude.
She's the Crowess.
Dude, it fucking sucks. And I'm pissed about it. And you guys got me worked up. I'm hungry. We didn't get 2.5 stars. This is a 5-star movie, William. It's an
Not
aesthetic.
to me, it isn't.
I know, because you got a lame aesthetic. The aesthetic is
That's not a horrible rating.
it's 50%.
Well, most movies aren't even 50%.
So are you doing a glass half full situation with that 2.5? Or are you doing a Glass half empty.
There's things about the movie I don't like. There's pacing issues. There's
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking
Silliness.
about the movie.
of the villains. The movie is a mixed bag.
Bro, you need to
I'm
grow
an
up.
adult. I'm a
No,
grown
I'm telling
man.
you,
I'm
you need
watching
to,
this
no,
movie.
I'm a grown-ass man.
I don't
Just
feel
like the Crow.
Glad you guys were so caught up in this disagreement that you didn't see that I brought my bottle full of piss into the
I did see it.
shot for. Okay, cool. Dude,
And
you look pretty
it-
fucking cool in that duster, I gotta say.
I did. I don't change the subject because Adam just brought a bottle of piss and he's like, "Oh, you saw that it came in a frame." That's not what I'm worried about. It's crazy that you took a sip out of it.
If you want to see a
Hey,
good version
hey,
of The
hey.
Crow, watch Death Wish, starring Charles Bronson.
He'd
That's
be a
good.
good Crow. Who was your
Yeah.
dream casting for Crow besides Brandon, Ryan?
Dave Batista.
Hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was gonna
Just
say,
like-
let's give
just
Ryan
the
like a
clunky-
platform because it's his birthday, but
No, honestly, because so for real though, they were gonna reboot it with Jason Momoa,
Yeah,
Mimosa.
and that's not happening anymore, is it?
correct.
He would have been a
It's over.
good Crow.
No, he's too big. The Crow is not big. It depends what which Crow.
The
you're
Crow
talking.
is
If
like
they're
the
gonna do an
guy
Eric
from
Johnny
that band.
Depp Johnny Depp,
Johnny
is
Depp.
in the 90s is who they should have cast.
Sure.
Rue Paul or Chris Tucker.
But
coming
he
back
turned
as
it
a
down
flame-
because
I'm not joking.
look, here's the thing about the
Chris
Crow.
Tucker as the Crow.
Johnny Depp turned
Chris
it
Tucker
down
as
for
the
a
Crow.
reason.
Chris Tucker from Fifth Element as the Crow.
For a reason.
Wow.
Because it's not that good. So when Brandon Lee
What do you mean he turned it down?
Say wait, yeah. Say that.
when
whole
Brandon
sentence
Lee
again,
is cast in your movie, that means you have a B tier property.
Well, he hadn't because this was the
With
movie
a
that was going to
B-tier
make him an
screenplay.
A tier.
Yeah, because what
property.
Rapid Fire, he was basically just Steven Seagal type movies, right?
He was almost. He was gonna. This was his big one. He was gonna pop.
Yeah, this was
after
gonna
this.
be. This was gonna be bring him into at least B plus, right? That was the.
He would have been, if he was still alive today, he would be in the Expendables. He'd be in
literally. He would be
John
definitely-
Wick.
Would he be in the MCU or the DCU?
Image. No, he would do Image, dude. He'd be the first Dark Horse movie.
Yeah, they're bringing back some of these other comic things now, the DC and Marvel and shit, because like they're doing a new Spawn too.
They're doing a new Spawn too.
Oh boy.
They never did the first one.
Oh my god.
The Spawn
guy's
movie.
out of
was
control.
so
They're doing
disappointing.
one
I mean,
as
the
well.
Crow.
They're doing-
Look, the Crow is so much better than the Spawn movie. I mean, that movie is embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't
That
know,
just
it's pretty
killed
good.
Spawn to me. Like me
No,
and my friends, we
the
love
animated
Spawn, and then
story.
we were all like, "Let's go see it," and we all went, and we was just like, "Oh my god, I've never seen a movie look this bad before."
What'd you like
It-
about Spawn? You watched the cartoon? That's the only thing I've seen.
The cartoon was pretty good, but even that wasn't that
Cartoon
good.
was
The
great.
the comic at the time was so exciting, but since then I've read Sandman, and I've realized so much of it is just a rip off of Sandman. It's just a full rip.
Can you imagine
But-
being that guy that wrote Sandman? What's his name?
Neil
And then-
Gaiman.
John
Neil
Sandman.
Gaiman.
Neil
he's-
Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman. Just watching all these movies coming out, making billions of dollars, watching Black Adam, watching these fucking trash superhero movies, and be like, "Man, what the fuck?" But I did that. I invented that type of storytelling.
Oh yeah, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, he's the first goth. No one had ever invented goth literature before
Yeah.
him.
No Edgar Allan Poe's existed before.
It's a very thankless life.
Gaiman.
The life of
Hey, it's not
an
Edward Allan
iconoclastic
Gaiman.
artist.
I don't think he felt as bad as the people who made Batman and Superman and then made no money. The Bob Kanes and the whoever made
Also,
Superman, Kerry
Neil is
Siegel or whatever.
Neil seems very pretentious whenever I hear him talk, and I'll fight him.
Neil Gaiman.
He's rich as hell. He doesn't care.
Neil Gaiman he
Dude, he's
sounds
just
like
British.
he would give The Crow a 2.5. He sounds like one of those guys, just somebody you don't want to fuck around with. They're gross, small, tiny people that got issues. He's like he probably.
Tiny peel.
I bet Neil Gaiman would probably actually this trash. I love Neil Gaiman. I don't know why I'm talking trash about my boy Neil.
We love Neil Gaiman on this podcast.
No, there's only one Neil in my life, and that's DeGrasse Tyson, the guy that made Tyson's Chicken.
Wow. You
I prefer the
monster.
guy who the original.
Because it's a universal flavor, cosmically charged. Neil deGrasse Tyson Chicken.
Neil deGrasse High.
I never watched Degrassi, so I can't do any riffs off that.
What about Carl Sagan did Chicken better than Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I actually think I lost a girlfriend because I didn't watch Degrassi in high school. We were dating, and she had this like hangout because it was like coming out weekly, and they would all watch Drake's Degrassi.
Oh,
that
she
season
was
he
into
was
that
in.
wheelchair Drake, huh?
Well, we were in high school, and I went and I hung out with her and like one of her girlfriends and then one of her boyfriend. It was like this dude who was straight. He was my
Her boyfriends.
He was
Wonder
on
why
my
you
radar.
lost it.
Yeah,
Watch
he
out for
was
her
the-
boyfriend. I think he might be interested.
He was the wolf in sheep's.
Some girl just had a
clothing.
boyfriend, and Ryan's like, "What?"
But
I
I
thought
don't
we were.
simp. But I don't simp. So
What's going on?
I was sitting there with like there's like 5 of us. The first time they were watching Degrassi, and I watched one episode, and I was like cuddling with my girlfriend or whatever. And we're like 14, 16 maybe. And
Like
and
24.
then I was like
14, whatever.
No, they were like 14. I was like 24. And well, I'm 54 now.
That's true. It's like dog. It's like
It's a
reverse
Twilight
dog years.
situation. It's a Twilight thing.
Look, if you want to
It's
see a
fine.
good
It's fine.
comic
It's fine.
book movie, check out Deadpool
I
starring
le-
Ryan Reynolds
Deadpool 2.
with
I
Dave,
That's
with
the
Dave
good
I-
Bautista.
I
Hey, we've done some good
roast-
comic movies.
I roasted the shit out of Degrassi.
Oh, they got mad.
And I was like, I'm never gonna watch this with you guys again. Like, this is fucking trash. And I love you, but
And then that guy
I'm gonna-
or got tag teamed by the two.
No, and then
girls.
I either skateboarded
got
or played
tag
World of
teamed?
Warcraft on
He
Thursdays
got
or
the Eiffel
Tuesdays.
Tower.
Literally. And then they literally ended up picking up because he stuck around and watched Degrassi, and I still don't care.
I think this
Because,
is like revealing
because
some
every-
issues.
So does that
for you,
mean
Ryan.
Adam and you are gonna have
Oh, I
sex
don't-
and
I
I'm gonna
don't-
be
I
left
don't-
out?
I don't trust these gals.
Because he's weaseling his way in, kissing your butt.
I'm giving you a 5 stars so I can get in those.
Now,
pants.
honestly, the only people
in
in this
that
world I
duster.
trust is women.
You
I don't
trust women?
trust you. That's probably the only. If we got to pick two genders, that's the only one I'll trust over the other one.
If I had to pick a gender between who I
No,
trust
I
more,
don't.
men or
I don't
women,
trust women with daggers on their body. If you got a tattoo of a dagger on your body, I'm staying 10 feet away.
Ryan's referencing a TikTok that he texted us like right before.
What was the? I couldn't think of the other ones.
So
What's important is that it's
what's the
relatable.
moral of the story? What did we learn? Final
That
thoughts.
you got shitty taste in movies because this is a 5 out of 5. You dummy.
No,
Check
okay,
the chamber of
okay.
your gun. That's the lesson. Don't kill your actors.
No, if you're gonna kill a guy, make sure he's not like hasn't experienced true love or whatever.
That's
Just
fact.
kill a guy that's
Just quit writing guns into scripts.
kill a guy. How come there's never like one of these, like it's like Max Payne, it's like they're all the Punisher, all these guys are like have like the loves of their lives or whatever, or like the mob comes and kills them and then they go on a path or whatever. How come it's never like just a guy with like a really good roommate?
Adam is sitting next to a box that has flammable explosives.
Batteries.
We're gonna witness Adam's origin story when that shit explodes.
I'm gonna enact vengeance on this battery company, dude. After it explodes in my face.
You killed my roommate. Now prepare to die.
Yeah, just kill a guy that isn't in love with like a really hot babe. Those guys are gonna come back from the dead.
Somebody kill me, please. Somebody kill me, please. I'm on my knees. Pretty, please. Kill me.
Dude, what if
I want to die. I put a bullet in my head.
That sounds like a song in The Crow.
He's losing his goddamn mind.
Crow's better than that movie.
I'm
That's for sure.
reaping all the benefits.
Oh,
Crow is
Levitt-
definitely better than the wedding singer.
John Levitz as the Crow.
That'd be
Yes,
cool.
scene-
John
that's the
Lovitz.
ticket.
Idiot. What if
Would that
the
get you
guys
up
who
to
made the
3?
movie that you're in, Ryan, were like, "This is gonna be your Crow"?
And they point a
They
gun
shoot
at me.
you.
Yeah, you get shot.
That is, oh my God. They
What's
go,
the
"This
name
is
of your
gonna-
movie, Ryan?
This is going to be your Crow and my Baldwin. Bop.
Yeah.
It's called Home Free.
I'm excited to see it
I'm
Instead
excited to
of
watch it
homeless.
at home for free.
for free.
Why you ain't getting the link?
Uh,
They're waiting to see if South by is going to pick it up. And I am waiting for Brandon Lee to come.
Well, I'm
back.
not going to
You know what I
South
mean?
by because I'm going to watch it at home for free.
Yeah, right, dude. You live in California. You're paying like $1,000 a day to watch things for free in your home. Grow up.
You're acting kind of like one of these white gangsters in The Crow, William.
Fire it up, bitch. Swallow a bullet.
Come on, man. I'm just talking business. We can work together.
Do you know how gnarly that is to actually swallow a bullet, though? They're swallowing live ammunition. That's insane.
I've done that. It's no big
No
deal.
way.
I did it right before the podcast.
Is that what got you into drinking pee?
Shut the fuck.
Yeah, is that why you drink pee?
Swallowing bullets is a
You start
gateway to
with
drinking
bullets,
pee.
yeah.
Would you do it? Would you swallow live ammo? Or would you do it
Spe-
sideways like
Hey.
the one guy did?
Speaking
That's
of pee, I gotta
weird.
take a
That's
piss.
too much. All right,
I
listen.
know. I see you dancing around. I'm kind of
Yeah, he's giving the wiggle.
right
Dude,
now.
just turn your camera and mic off like I did and pee in a bottle
I'm
right
not
in
a
front of
fucking
the
loser.
webcam. Well, I don't have a wireless headphone, so I want
Go
to
pee.
be
Are
able to
we
hear what's
closing it?
going
I
on.
got nothing else to do today.
We can. Well, I want to end it, and we can just chill for a minute.
Right, can we end on me?
Till the next
Can you-
episode.
Can,
Till the next
can you
time.
can you end it on me singing that song?